What's up, everybody? It's your boys Cam and T back at it again with the Cam and T podcast. I am your co-host Tony T. Time West, man, and also as well we got my brother from another mother, Cam. What's going on, brother? How we doing?
Yo. What's good, y'all? I'm
What's
chilling.
going
I'm
on,
living.
y'all?
I'm feeling good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. You know, the new game is out. We're gonna talk about that a lot tonight. I'm just in a good mood, bro. I really can't complain for real. On
No
God,
doubt.
like
No
I can't
doubt.
complain.
It's
I'm
gonna be.
in a pretty good mood.
I can already tell you this gonna be a good pod, bro.
Yeah, it is. It
It's.
is, bro. It's gonna be a
I
good
already know.
episode. I'm excited,
Yeah,
bro.
I
We're gonna
already
do better
know.
about putting out content too. Cause I got CapCut back on my editing stuff can go back on my phone now. So I'm gonna be back
Yeah.
posting more stuff now again, and we're gonna get back to posting stuff again. So again, man, I'm just excited. And yeah, tonight gonna be a fun one because we got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff happening. Football. You see the title of the podcast. Football season is approaching, man. Tonight it's gonna be strictly about the NFL, college football. It's gonna be live, bro. And I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a good show. We're gonna talk about the new EA college football game that came out last week. Talk about some of our impressions on that. We're gonna talk about a little Panthers too tonight. I want to talk about Panther optimism. Where do you stand with the Carolina Panthers right now? You know, there was some conversation about Lamar Jackson, Harbaugh, and all that a couple days, or I think yesterday actually on First Take. I want to get your take on that because I know, you kind of like a half Panther fan, half Raven fan. So I know, well, really like a Lamar fan more so.
Yes.
So I want to get your take
I
on
got
that.
I got my Raven shirt on today.
Yeah. So I want to get your take on that. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode, man. College football is, I think, a month and a day away. I think the 24th is when week 0 kicks off. So we right here at it, man. We right here at the beginning of the season. All right. So let's go ahead and without further ado, I want to jump into the NFL talk first. I want to talk a little bit about the Carolina Panthers. Let's talk about the Panthers a little bit to start it off here. The Carolina Panthers kick off training camp tomorrow in Charlotte for the first time, I think, ever. Well, besides the COVID year. The first time officially they're going to have training camp not in South Carolina, but in Charlotte. They're kicking it off after a 2-15 season, terrible season, one of the worst seasons in league in their franchise history. Second year of Bryce Young, first year of Dave Canales, first year with Dave Canales with Bryce Young. And now the Panthers are going on 6 years of losing records. 6. So we're talking about over half a decade now of being trash. So I want to ask you a question, Cam. With the Panthers being pretty much trash over the last half a decade, where is your Panther optimism right now at this moment?
It's non-existent. It's non-existent. I mean, to keep it a whole band with you. Everything that they do, every player that they sign, every news, every bit of news that comes out, it's just none of it moves me anymore. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing what is there to be excited about when you know what the end result is going to be? You know what I'm saying? At this point, ever since David Tepper has bought the team, we failed to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And so, no offense to Bryce Young and all of these other young guys that we got. I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm really excited about Xavier Leggett. I'm really excited about Jonathan Brooks, Jatavion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these guys, I think Trevin Wallace was our linebacker that we picked up. All of these guys are something to be excited about for the future. And they could turn out to be really good NFL players. But the thing about it is the Panthers have, number one, had trouble retaining young, good talent. So, for example, Brian Burns, as we know, is gone now. James Bradbury, when he was an elite corner, left and started going off. Rasul Douglas turned into a Pro Bowl corner as soon as he left the Panthers. Like all of these players, and there's more, but it's hard to be optimistic when all of these good players, DJ Moore is another example, all of these great players are gone. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing there to keep Panthers fans invested. You know what I'm saying? Once again, no offense to Bryce Young, but he's not Cam Newton. You feel me? Like Cam, I know he had a better team his rookie season, but he also came into a situation where the team was 2-14. and he turned it around and went 6-10. Bryce, on the other hand, again, not his fault at all, but there wasn't anything to be excited about building off of last year. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to be excited about. The coach got fired 10 games in, so now we got a brand new coach once more again. So that's 4 coaches in what's that? 3 years, 4 years? Yep. We're really more than that because you had interim coaches. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you got what's it called? You got a new GM now. Thank God, for the first time in forever, it seems like, because Scott Fitterer really had a hand in ruining the franchise. So again, there's the optimism. I can see where some people are really optimistic. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like, there is something to be excited about. But for me, somebody who really, really, really likes watching football, it's hard for me to watch your favorite team go out there and pretty much get demolished week in and week out. And the things that you've been saying are going to happen has happened. And the things that you've asked the team, even though they can't hear you, but the things that you vocally said, you shouldn't do this or you should do this, and they don't. And that's the reason why your team sucks. Like, yeah, it's hard to be excited about it. It's hard to be optimistic at all. Give me your thoughts.
I tweeted out earlier, this is the most disinterested I've ever been in the Panthers season in my whole entire life. I'm not going to lie. The only thing I care about is Bryce Young's success. That's it. We can go 1-17 or 1-16, which might happen. But as long as Bryce hooping, I don't really care. I'm going to be honest. And again, and the reason I have low expectation, I'm low on being optimistic right now, is for one, you are dealing with a first-year head coach. I don't care how positive it is. It's going to be a learning curve from him. That's just life. So any expectations of getting to the playoffs or winning 9 games or anything like that, that's out the window already. Just off the strength of the fact you have a first-year head coach that's going to be learning his new players, new city, new boss now, which we know that situation. So again, it's hard for me to really get excited about the Carolina Panthers right now. Now, again, Bryce Young is probably the only thing I'll be looking forward to seeing. But my expectations for the Panthers this year, if they get 6 wins, we should be throwing a parade. I know that sounds terrible, but again, it's just where we've been for the last 6 years. And y'all are probably saying, dang, Tony, why you got such a defeatist attitude? Dude, we've been trash since I got out of college. I am almost 30 now.
Dang.
Put that in perspective. The last time we were legitimately good, I was 22 years old. I am almost 30 now. So I want you guys to put that in your perspective and see why I'm like, I don't care, bro. I don't care. When you go through 6 straight off seasons of wishing for hope, wishing for the best, wishing for this, and it never comes true, it's almost like having a toxic girlfriend, bro. It's like, keep going to this girl. God, forgive me for saying this. And mom and dad, I know y'all watching. Forgive me for saying this. It's almost like going to a girl that has you have a good time in bed with her, but you know she's terrible for you. Besides that, it's the same thing. It's the same thing essentially. You know that the Panthers are terrible for you, but you love them for what they did 10 years ago. What they did in 2015, which is now going on 9 years, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Or what they could be.
Or what they could be. We're going on 7 years of the Panthers being absolute dog crap. So it's hard for me to get I can't wait for the season. And I'm going to get optimistic. No, I'm not. You're going to have to show me before I get optimistic about anything with the Carolina Panthers. For one, David Tepper, since he stepped in Charlotte, it's been nothing but a disaster. So until I see some change there, it's hard for me to get excited about the Carolina Panthers, bro. Again, it's been 7 years of complete ass. Now, again, you can maybe say, well, 2018 season, if Cam didn't hurt his arm and all that. Even with that, bro, 2018, dude, that was 6 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
That was 6 years ago.
I was in college.
I was in college. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it's getting to a point now, man, where something has to change. And again, I've been saying it for years. I don't think Panther fans should show up until we see change.
Correct.
And I know people will still show up the game. And I'm not trying to tell people how to spend their money and all that. But at the same time, I won't be showing up. People ask me today, Tony, you coming up to Charlotte for training camp? No. Yeah. Why? To see another 3-14 team line up?
Right.
I'm good. I'm not doing that, man. So until the Panthers show me something in real life, I'm good on them. Like, I need to see production. I need to see progress. I need to see wins. And, bro, I'm not going to lie. Cam, if we go 5-12, but we got like 4 losses in single-digit games where we just lost to a better team and Bryce looks good, bro, I will take that. You actually might get me on next season and be like,
that's a resounding success.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay,
that's a success.
I don't want people to think I'm just being a negative Nancy. Like, if we get that type of production this season, Bryce Young throws, let's just say 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3,500 yards, bro, and the team goes 5-12, and we're competitive. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I will take that as a win. I'm not going to hold you.
Yeah, it's a win.
I will take that as a win. I will be like, you know what? Canales year 2, we might be a 10-win team.
We Barack. Yeah, for real.
Like, I'll be going into next season kind of hype about the next season. But until I see it on the field, bro, I'm not believing crap that the Panthers are selling.
Yep, not at all. My thing is, my limit, my max is 5 wins. That's where I'm at. That's my number. Okay. If they get to 5, and then to me, that's a successful season.
I agree.
I'm expecting. Now, I'm not going. I mean, again, on paper, the team is. I mean, it's a little bit better. It's offensively, it's a lot better. Yeah. Offensively, it's a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Defensively though, it's worse because we lost all the pass rushers. Burns and Luvu is gone, and Jeremy Chin is gone. Yeah. So really, that leaves. Shout out to Derek Brown. That leaves Derek Brown and J.C. Horn. And obviously, we know with the injury history, we're hoping that he stays healthy, right? So really, that leaves Derek Brown. And so again, these are the type of moves and things that I have to put into consideration. So if they get to 5 wins, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Go ahead. You was about to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna read. So Malik said that he's not excited about the Panthers anymore. Or about anything they'll do, but he also asked the question for those of y'all listening: are the Panthers going to be the worst team in the NFL this year? T, what do you think?
It's hard. I'm gonna say no. I hope not. I think Denver's going to be pretty bad. Like I think Denver's going to be top 5 bad. I don't really think Denver's going to win like more than 4 games. Like they're going to be pretty bad. Honestly, I think the Patriots are going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
Patriots are going to be really bad as well. Not going to lie. Might be an unpopular opinion. I think the Saints are going to suck this season. I'm not really big on the Saints. They're old. They're aging. Again, I don't know if they'll be worse than the Panthers, but I don't think they're going to be really that good this year either, in my personal opinion. Alvin Kamara's cooked. He's old. Cam Jordan's dang near on he's heading out the door.
Life support, yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore's probably the only decent player on their defense and Paulson Adebo, he's okay too. But the rest of those guys are kind of aging. DeMario Davis aging. Like those guys are getting old. Right. So again, I think I'm gonna say Panthers should not be the worst team in the league. But would it surprise me if they are? No. But I think the 2 worst teams in the league to me, as constructed right now, is obviously the Patriots and then also as well, Denver. I think they're going to be pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. Those are the 2 teams that I would have said myself, to be honest with you. I think the Patriots – see, the thing is, like, again, it's quarterback situations, right? Yeah. Like, you no offense to Drake May, but he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. And what he has to work with in New England, it ain't looking pretty at all. They got what's my man name? Is it Tyquan Thornton? I think is they.
Yeah, Thornton.
Is he their wide receiver 1?
Yeah, and they drafted two. They drafted Javon Baker and What's our guy that Ricky loves him?
Jalen Polk, right?
Jalen Polk. There we go. Thank you.
Is that who they got? Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. But still, they're young. Those are all really young receivers. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I don't really believe in the Patriots. And then again, like you say, the Broncos that's really the quarterback situation right there. Because Zach Wilson and Bo Nix, to me, unless Bo Nix comes out and just proves me wrong, I don't see it. And then Zach Wilson, we already know what that's about. We definitely don't see nothing there.
They got a whole quarterback like trio there, don't they? Because there's somebody else that's out there too that's supposed to be competing for spot one. So Zach Wilson, Bo Nix, and somebody else.
Is it Stidham? Is he their backup?
Stidham. I think it is Stidham.
Is it Stidham?
I believe it is Stidham. You might be right.
I can look.
Somebody in the comments will let us know. They'll let us know.
In the comments. Look up.
I believe it's Jared Stidham. No, I think you're right.
I think it is.
They're saying they don't really know who's going to be starting quarterback there. Right.
Yeah, I seen that too. And they said the Patriots said that Jacoby Brissett is going to start, which I think is a good. I think it's move. A good idea. I don't think. Do not rush Drake May out there that soon. I agree. Especially and Washington. Don't. Yeah. I think Washington has a decision to make too. Do you think they should start? Which is kind of, since we're talking about rookies real quick. Do you think they should start Daniels?
He has gained a little weight because I seen a couple pictures of him. He's put on weight. I wouldn't rush it though, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you just seen what Bright. See, it's the thing though. It could be a CJ Stroud situation too.
Yeah.
So they have a solid. You don't want a Bright situation. You would prefer a CJ Stroud situation, but I don't know if you should rush it, man. Honestly, because who's Washington's backup quarterback?
Marcus Mariota.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna start. They're gonna start. They're gonna start. They're gonna start Daniels. They're definitely gonna start Daniels.
Ooh, Matt Morrison. Appreciate you, my man. Giants. There's another team. They don't.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty bad.
They're gonna be bad too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the Panthers. I mean,
I don't think the Panthers should be the worst team, bro.
Yeah, they're in that lower tier, but they're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna be the worst team in the league.
I don't think we are either. Yeah. Now, top 5, I can't make no. Yeah, I can't make no guarantee for that. But top 1, I think the Patriots are probably the worst team in the league. Or Denver. I think it's really, really close between and Giants too. Like Matt said, Giants is another one that I could see it being a bad year for them because for one, they let Saquon Barkley go, which was essentially their whole offense. You still are overpaying Danny Dimes. I mean, Malik Neighbors is good, but he's a rookie. So again, they just don't have a lot of offensive firepower. Really.
Offense. Defensively now, man.
Defense gonna be high though.
Man, that front 3 or whatever they doing with Big Dex, Thibodeau and Brian Burns, that's gonna be scary.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, defense gonna be all right though.
I like that. For sure. It don't even matter who you got at cornerback when you got a 3-headed monster at your quarterback. It don't even matter. That's what I was trying to tell. Not to get off track, but that's what I've been trying to tell Panthers fans. That's what me and you've been both talking about in the town halls. If you ain't got no edge presence. You ain't gonna have no your corners is on the island regardless. So anyway, man. And then somebody's also said AB said that he thinks the Raiders are gonna be really bad. I don't know about that one personally. I think the Raiders got a little bit of juice in them. Okay. Wide receiver core is really good, and their defense is pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We're approaching the season, man. So let's talk a little bit of Ravens. All right. Yes, so I want to talk a little bit about what Stephen A. Smith said on his first take yesterday, kind of more so about Jim Harbaugh, essentially. And I know probably a lot of people have probably already seen this at this point, but he pretty much went on to say like he's putting a lot of the blame for the Ravens' lack of success on Jim Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, excuse me. With John Harbaugh. And I'm not gonna lie, he kind of has a valid point. I'm not gonna lie, because the Ravens are a team. They're always in the playoffs. They're always in the mix. They're always going to be good. But if you think about it, since that Super Bowl year in 2012, they ain't won a whole bunch in the playoffs, bro. Right. Like, he got a valid point, and I don't think he was blaming Lamar. I think he was more so blaming John Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. Again, now I know Molly Curum, who was the lady on the show, she was pretty much saying, well, the weapons haven't been there, at least since Lamar has been there, which is a valid point.
True.
But this past year, the weapons were there. They had a pretty decent Zay Flowers, pretty good wide receiver. Odell Beckham's is still a good wide receiver 3. With the talent they've had on defense too as well is mainly what I'm talking about. I think Stephen A., and I could be wrong on this, y'all, and y'all can correct me. I believe he said that the Ravens have only had like 3 playoff wins in the last like decade, which is insane if that's the truth. And I think 2 have been with Lamar. So if that's the case, that's pretty disappointing. That is kind of like, I know like John Harbaugh gets a lot of passes. Like everybody just kind of automatically is like, oh, they're in the playoffs every year, so we don't. If they only got 3 playoff wins in the last 10 years, with as talented as that defense has been, at least in the last 10 years, that is a little bit of a problem. I'm not going to lie. But I wanted your take on it because I know you pull for Lamar, you pull for the Ravens and stuff like that. But in my opinion, the Ravens have definitely underachieved a lot since the 2012, Super Bowl. In my opinion, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of talked about this a little bit in the playoffs last year. First and foremost, I want to say I'm still not over that loss. It still hurts. It stings because I really had to question if my Nuggets losing that Game 7 the way they did, or that AFC Championship game was hurt worse, because that one really hurt. Like that AFC Championship loss hurt. But it's one of those things where there's so many different obstacles that you have to overcome as a football team. And I think John Harbaugh does put the Ravens in the best position to win for sure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he made the decision to go ahead and start Lamar Jackson over Joe Flacco, and the rest is literally history. You know what I mean? So that was a great decision on his behalf. And obviously, Eric DeCosta has been a very good GM. I think Ozzie Newsome was a GM I think he was there for Lamar's first like 2 years or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know, I might have that wrong. But regardless, he still does work with the team. But the whole organization is kind of at fault, to be honest with you. And I think specifically there's things that we can look at to say, okay, maybe it's not John Harbaugh's fault. So I'm going to give you an example. So this year, it was in the AFC Championship game. This was all on Todd Monken, in my humble opinion. The offensive coordinator, he's a rookie offensive coordinator, or NFL rookie offensive coordinator. So I will give him a little bit of a pass. But in my humble opinion, the way that the Ravens dominated the regular season would have translated to the playoffs. And it literally did translate to that Texans win. But for some reason, they switched it up against the Chiefs. And I thought that was just – go ahead.
Hold on, Cam. I wanted to read this off. Jordan Poole just pulled up the stat. The Ravens have 3 playoff wins since 2014, the same as the Carolina Panthers. So that is a conversation that kind of needs to be had on John Harbaugh's behalf. Like, I know some people think he's automatically like a top 5 coach in the NFL. Not gonna lie, 3 playoff wins in the last decade with as a talented team you've had. Not gonna lie, that is a little bit like a mark on your legacy a little bit.
It can be, but again, saying we can say the same thing about Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same as that situation. You know what I mean? But again, back to what I was saying though. The AFC Championship game here was on Todd Monken. That's his fault. Like, you can literally see the change from the regular season where the Ravens were balanced to essentially a pass-only offense for some reason in the AFC Championship game. That was ridiculous. Six handoffs to running backs. 6.
Against a team that already likes to throw the ball out too in the Chiefs.
No, worse than that, against a team that had a terrible run defense last year. The Chiefs' run defense was mid. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect, the defense was great, total defense, but the run defense was shaky. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why they had to do that. But anyway, so there's that. And then the previous 3 years, injuries. Lamar Jackson was hurt. You know what I'm saying? The 2 years before that, he couldn't make it past week 12. You know what I mean? So you can't really blame it on Harbaugh when you go into the playoffs with your quarterback being Snoop Huntley and Anthony Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's on him. Or not, that's not on him. You can't really and they played very well too. It's just they're not Lamar Jackson. They're not quarterbacks that you can win with in the playoffs. Let's be real. And then the year before that, the 2 years before that, Lamar Jackson was rookie, and then the year before that, or the year after that, they missed the playoffs because, if I'm not mistaken, because of like my man Brad said, they play in the AFC North. The Bengals are there, the Steelers are there, the Browns got better, right? Like, come on, y'all. Yeah. So the thing you have to remember about the Ravens is they're in the toughest division of all of football. All 4 of those teams are above average, and you can really make the argument that all 4 of those teams on any given Sunday can be a top 10 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's I won't put the whole blame on John Harbaugh because I still think he's a very good coach. I still think he's a top 5, top 10 coach in the NFL. I don't think there's any cause for concern or anything like that. But I do agree that Stephen A. Smith, if he was trying to make the point, I didn't see it, but if he was trying to make the point that it's not Lamar Jackson's fault, that the reason why he only has 2 playoff wins, I completely agree with it. It's coaching.
Yeah. That's essentially what he was saying. He was more so putting the blame on Harbaugh more than anything.
It's
at least from what I was saying.
And that's where I would even push back on that and say that it's not even all on Harbaugh because, again, when he gets to the playoffs, the Ravens, first and foremost, we see it year in and year out. When they do the NFL grading sheet, the Ravens training staff is towards the bottom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And because they have a lot of injuries. One year they had 6. They lost 6 running backs. They lost J.K. Dobbins. They lost Gus Edwards. They lost Justice Hill. They lost all their running backs one year. So how can you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you win when by the time you get to the postseason, your team is decimated? Yeah. You know. So
and Lamar was that last offseason where he was hurt going? Last season, not the season we just had, but the season before that. Is what I'm saying. He was out for the playoffs. So
the last 2 years. That's why I was saying he didn't make it past week 12 in the last 2 seasons. Yeah. So that's why. That's another reason why. Because again, you go into the playoffs with Snoop Huntley and Anthony Brown as your quarterback. Yeah. It's not going to work. It's just not. No disrespect to those guys. But
no. I agree with that. I agree. Like I said, I do want to see some more success out of them, but that is a valid point. You and Bradley both make a good point too, that the AFC North, you could argue since the Browns have became pretty good and the Bengals too in the last like 3-4 years, that's the hardest division in football.
Really ain't even close.
Steelers is always going to be a decent team regardless of what they got. They're always going to be a decent team. And then the Ravens too, same thing about them. They're always going to be a decent team. And now the Bengals and the Browns have stepped it up too. Yeah, that's a tough division, man. I'm not going to lie. So that is a valuable point that does favor into John Harbaugh. Now,
and real quick, all 4 teams should be better this year.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
The Steelers
Joe Burrow should be back.
Joe is back.
Healthy.
The Steelers got a quarterback.
Steelers got at least a decent, serviceable, really a serviceable 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
At this point, to be honest. And also as well, the Ravens are the Ravens. They're gonna find a way to be good. And the Steelers are the Steelers. Like not Steelers. Who else?
The Browns.
The Browns. They got their roster is one of the best constructed rosters in the NFL.
Easily.
Yeah. So they're gonna be pretty good. Like that whole division is gonna be pretty good. Like that's just what it is. It's been that way the last couple of years.
Hey, real quick. Where did Amari Cooper end up, man?
He's still in Cleveland, ain't he?
I thought they traded him. Or am I tripping?
No, he's still in. I thought he was still in Cleveland.
If he's still in Cleveland,
they traded for the dude out there in Denver, Jerry Jeudy. Cleveland got Jerry Jeudy.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So that might be throwing you off. Yeah,
that's what
Jerry
I'm thinking
Judy's
about.
in Cleveland with Amari. I thought I seen something about today. I think Amari Cooper might have even got an extension like today. If I'm not tripping.
Shoot.
Yeah. Okay. So he's still with Cleveland. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he got an extension today. Cooper's still in Cleveland. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. I was thinking about Jerry Jeudy then.
Jerry Jeudy.
Cool.
Yeah. So they do have Jerry Jeudy. And what's the dude that played for the Jets too? Yeah, Cooper got a bonus. I thought he got something today. That's what I thought.
Dang, I missed that. That's what's up.
Yeah, he got something today. So I seen that. Okay, so good. I knew I wasn't tripping. And then they got the dude from the Jets last year too. What's his name? Elijah Moore. They had him.
Okay, too. Yeah. That's right.
Wide receiver core too. If Freakman Watson can step it up,
is Peoples Jones still there?
I thought, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought he went to the Lions.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. So please don't kill me if I'm wrong on that. But I thought Peoples-Jones ended up with the Lions for some reason. I'll have to look it up, or somebody in the chat can let us know. But I thought Donovan Peoples-Jones ended up with the Lions or somebody like that. I could be wrong though. So somebody in the chat will let us know. Somebody in the chat will let us know where he ended up. But again, they got a nice little wide receiver core. If Freakman Watson can put it together and not even have a great year, just decent year. Yeah. Somebody else said I think Peoples-Jones in Detroit. Yeah, I think that's where he's at now. I could be wrong, but I think that's where he's at. But again, still decent roster, decent wide receiving core. Always got a decent O-line, actually.
Yes.
So they should be a real good defense. So they should be another contender. They should be a threat to, doing something in the NFL this year. One more question about the NFL, then we're gonna move to college football. Jets. Let me ask you about the Jets, because the Jets, for some reason, is getting a lot of hype right now. And it was like this last year, too. What's your opinion on the Jets? Because I'm not really getting the gauge of them. I do think Robert Saleh's job is absolutely on the line this year. But I don't really I don't see them as like a contender for real. But some people seem to think they are.
Last year, I actually had the Jets in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that you did. Yep, I do.
I had Jets and Eagles in the Super Bowl. I can't buy in like 2 years in a row like that. I'm not doing it. Which might bode well for them. But Aaron Rodgers got hurt 4 snaps into the season. Yep. The Jets are cursed at this point. We gotta call it what it is. The roster, when I tell you that wide receiver core is, they might not have, Garrett Wilson is fantastic, but they might not have, a crazy receiving core like top 3 like Houston does.
Right.
But from 1 through 6 or 7 wide receivers on that team, they loaded. Yeah. They are loaded.
Yeah. They got some nice wide outs.
If they don't have the best wide receiver core, they got the deepest for sure. They got the deepest
for sure. Yeah.
The Jets running back room deep. You know what I'm saying? Obviously at quarterback you got Aaron Rodgers. I don't know who their backup is, but they got Aaron Rodgers, of course. We already know what that's about. 4-time NFL MVP. Offensive line obviously needs a little bit of work.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
Offensive line sucks.
That's the issue, because that's the reason why Breece Hall got hurt. That's the reason why Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, but defensively they're good. They're really good. They got a lot of young pieces on defense. You know what I mean? They got Sauce. They got Reed. My man that's off the edge. Where he come from a couple years ago, man. I can't even think of his name right now.
They got Quinn Williams too.
They got Quentin Williams. They got his brother Quincy, right? He's still there.
Yeah.
What's my?
You talking about Carl Lawson?
No, is he there?
I think he's still there, isn't he? I think he's still with the Jets.
It's a dude that they drafted a couple years ago. I can't even think of his name.
Oh, you talking about dude from Florida State?
Yeah, from Florida State.
Jeremiah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Yeah, I don't know how much he's played. Reddick is there now, and he holding out, but Reddick is there. Like, the Jets keep getting all this talent.
They got talent.
Ain't putting nothing together. They ain't putting nothing together, and that's why.
And that cornerback room is pretty good too. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, they got a good cornerback room.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they Saleh's job is I do feel bad for him, because I think he's a solid coach. I don't think he's trash, but at the same time, the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" league, and he did nothing for the Jets yet.
Nothing.
So he's lucky. Honestly, he's lucky that he came back this year. But I think they felt bad for him because Rodgers got hurt 4 snaps in, and they stuck him with Zach again. But I think that's why they gave him an extra year. But if they don't get it together, if the Jets start 1-4, or 2-3, or a freaking you get to the 10th game of the season and they below 500, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him in the middle of the season. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they get off to a bad start. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he's canned midway through the season. Yep. Let's talk college football. We're a month and a day away from the season cutting on and starting. I wanted to ask you a few questions. Obviously, SEC Media Day was last week. ACC Media Day is actually going on right now this week. So I did want to kind of ask you a little bit about the SEC team, just shortly, briefly. Obviously, we know that they're adding Oklahoma, they're adding Texas. That conference is probably going to be the best conference when it comes to football this season. I think everybody will probably just admit that. I did want to ask, because Clemson plays Georgia week 1, and we'll actually be down there getting content, hopefully, that day of the game. What's kind of your thoughts on Georgia? Because I feel like Georgia's kind of a team that everybody has just kind of penciled in at 1. Like they're going to be the best team in the country. What's your thoughts on Georgia this season?
They got a big time transfer in Trevor Etienne, which is incredible for them. To be honest, Georgia is one of those teams, like you say, they kind of remind you of the Empire in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They're at this point. Like, you don't know none of the stormtroopers' names.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody but Vader and the Emperor, but you know they dominant. You feel me? I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest with you. I can't name. Oh, I can name. They got what's his name? Michael. Good Lord, Williams, ain't it?
And, Michael Williams. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you. And then
Carson Beck.
Of course, Carson Beck, Oscar Delp at tight end.
Yeah.
Is he came back? Of course. Like Georgia is loaded head to toe, but I just be afraid based off of what they did to Florida State last year.
Yeah,
I know that was a beat up Florida State team, but them boys was angry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Them boys was angry. So, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Georgia, I don't see why you shouldn't put them at number 1. I'll have to let you explain it if you think they should be number 1. But just based off of what we know about Georgia, based off of the defensive talent, I mean, they're probably going to put. I wouldn't be surprised if they put 6 or 7 guys into the NFL next year off of that defense alone.
Yeah. Georgia's the top. I think 1 or 2, either way, it wouldn't matter to me. I think it's a 1A, 1B situation between Ohio State and Georgia, honestly. I think both teams are absolutely loaded. Georgia's offense is going to be really good this year. Carson Beck, I think he's better than Stetson Bennett was. In my personal opinion, he's a better player than Stetson Bennett. If Georgia had the defense they had in 2021 and 2022 this year, which I think they will be good, I don't think they'll be that good. I mean, Georgia would easily walk to the championship because they have an even better quarterback now than Stetson Bennett. So again, I think they're going to be really good. I think they're probably the number 1 team in the country or number 2 behind Ohio State. Either one I wouldn't be really mad at. So yeah, I agree with you. Michael Williams on defense, also as well Malachi Starks, really good safety.
Yes,
they're loaded, man. They are loaded on at every single position. Samel Monday, I don't know what his situation is because I know he got them Georgia boys. They getting them car issues and stuff. So I don't know what his issue is or whatever. But again, loaded team. They're going to be good. I want to ask you about little brother. I want to ask you about the Gamecocks and just a potential teaser. We might have a Gamecock on here next week. So Gamecock fans, if you're listening, you might want to tune in next week, possibly, because one of yours could be on here. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. But let me ask you a question about the Gamecocks. What's your expectations for them a little bit coming into the season? I'll give mine first, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that Lenore Sellers, I believe is his name. I think he's a good player. I think with him being a first-year starter, I'm going to need to see a little bit more before I really think he's like a real threat. Because a lot of South Carolina fans are already like glorifying him like he's Cam Newton.
They swear.
And I'm like, I got to see it first. I do think he's going to be better than the quarterbacks they've had in the past, though. I will say that. I think he'll be up there towards Rattler area, you know what I'm saying? So on, so forth. Not tremendous, but like a pretty decent quarterback in college football.
Right.
I think my main problem with South Carolina is the inexperience in the trenches, mainly O-line. I think that even though they've improved O-line wise, they have a lot of inexperience up front, which is potentially a problem when you're playing in the SEC. And you always play one of the tougher schedules. I think this year they play Oklahoma and Bama. So it's going to be a rough share. And you got Oklahoma. You do get to avoid Georgia, but you got Oklahoma, Bama, and at Clemson. So again, that's a tough give with those D lines that those teams have. But I think South Carolina, I think they're a 5-win team. I think 5-6 wins is about where I would have them at. What about you?
Well, that's good for them at this
Yeah,
point. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, it's all I've heard about South Carolina this whole offseason is Lenore Sellers.
That's it. That's all I've heard about them too.
That's all I've heard. So I couldn't tell you nothing else. I know Nick Harbor's on the team just because people talking about him from, the game and everything, and his athletic, features and everything that he got going on. But all I know is Lenore Sellers because of what they say. And this is what I say about South Carolina. I remember when they talked about this with Lorenzo Nunez. Remember him?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he didn't pan out, and they stumped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, for their sake,
let's go a step further. Even no disrespect to him, he seems like a nice kid. Dak Joyner. They hyped them up coming out of high school. You don't remember?
I don't even remember him. Oh, he switched to
he switched to wide out, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah,
or running back.
Yeah, he switched to running back. I remember him. Yeah.
So they hyped them up too. So it's a valid point.
And not to the same extent, but they hyped up Helinski, Ryan Helinski.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They hyped him all the way up, and he ended up transferring. So again, me and you know a lot of South Carolina fans because we got family in South Carolina. I'm from South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You've been around the way. You know what I mean? Like, we know South Carolina people, so we know how big that rivalry is to us. You know what I'm saying? So we're always going to hear this. But again, being from an unbiased perspective, at some point we got to be completely honest. Maybe the development for quarterbacks in South Carolina just sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't had a good one since. I mean, Spencer Rattler actually was probably the best one they've had since Connor Shaw probably?
Connor Shaw. And he was the best one they probably ever had. So
I mean, you can make an argument for Garcia, but yeah,
but Garcia was how many years ago was that? That was 05?
That was a long time ago. 09, 08, something like that. Long time ago though.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think and Jake Bentley. I remember Jake Bentley, they was a little hard. I ain't gonna lie, they was kind of hard on Jake Bentley a little bit. Yeah, I remember that specifically. They was hard on him.
They used to be on Jake Bentley tail.
Yeah, they used to be hard on him because that was who they had before Helinski came in, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, and so they was hard on Jake Bentley. They did hype him up, but I think they really, for some reason, just fell all the way off of him. but
see, that was during the Muschamp years. And see, I will say this about South Carolina. They keep a good wide receiver. Well, at least back then, they kept a good wide receiver because they had Debo Samuels on that team. They had Brian Edwards. We're talking about wide receivers that are like contributors in the NFL. Like they had some guys. Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey, for sure.
Xavier Leggett just came to the league.
Xavier Leggett, they've had some wideouts.
Jaheim Bell, tight end, transferred to Florida State, but I think he's in the league now. So I mean, there's a lot of they've had. Don't get me wrong, and then cornerback, of course,
they got one now. That number 7, I think his name is like Nick Amara, something like that. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, but he's nice too. He's a good player.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the talent is there. It's just they can't solve the quarterback issue. Running back room has been really good too. It ain't been Marcus Lattimore
Sanders this year from Arkansas.
Yeah. Okay. So and they got him, and they got another dude, right?
They got another dude in the portal. I can't think of his name, but they picked up another guy that was a running back in the portal.
But again, the whole thing is it just depends on Lenore Sellers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like South Carolina is a very quarterback dependent team.
Yeah.
Just the way they run they offense, because you can't have all them players that we named just now that made it to the NFL. You can't tell me that there's no reason why South Carolina should be as trash as they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then when you look at the quarterback situation, you be like, oh, okay, I don't know who these guys are. And that's why. You feel me? No disrespect to none of those dudes, but
it's just facts. Yeah.
Again, I mean, like you say, the only time that they've had solid quarterbacks that I can remember, Shaw and Rattler, they actually ended up winning 8 or 9 games and doing something with themselves, right? Yeah. But when they've had Bentley, Helinski, Nunez when it didn't work out, Joyner when he had to switch positions,
Yep.
They've been trash. You know what I mean? So it all falls on Lenore Sellers. I'm excited to see what he can do, because if they really saying that he's like Cam and all these other quarterbacks that are elite college quarterbacks, that's gonna be fun to watch, even from a hater's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I 100% agree, man. I want to ask you now. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode. I kind of want to just take care of the SEC today, because we kind of talked ACC last time.
Yeah.
Who do you think gets to Atlanta in December? Now, you got to remember, there's no such thing as, I don't think there's any such thing as divisions anymore in the SEC. So the best teams essentially get there. I might be wrong, and somebody in the SEC, I know it's an SEC fan here, I don't think there's any divisions anymore. So if that's the case, who do you think makes it to Atlanta in December?
I mean, we got to be honest. It's Georgia and Texas, right? I mean, that's pretty much what everybody's thinking. Yeah. That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
If I had to say, if I had to pick a dark horse though, like just a off the wall pick, I haven't looked at none of these guys' schedules. So I'm just saying this. I don't know who all they play. Don't be surprised if Ole Miss sneak up in there.
Yep.
And don't be surprised if Missouri sneak up in there.
Missouri's schedule is very favorable too. Okay, Missouri, so I'm actually going to read Missouri's schedule. Keep talking about. I'm going to bring Missouri's schedule up because they have a very favorable schedule, and I remember reading it like, holy crap, they can potentially go like 11-1.
Well, there you go.
So I got Missouri's schedule pulled up now, and I'm gonna go through it with you. Okay. So this is what we got. They got Murray State on August the 29th. I think we all can agree it's probably a dub.
That's a win.
They got Buffalo on September 7th. That's a dub.
That's a win.
They got Boston College. Come on, bro. That's a dub. They got Vanderbilt. That's a dub. So top 4 games, they should easily win these games by double digits.
Yeah, those are 4 tune-ups,
A&M. Now, they go to A&M on October 5th. So we're a month into the schedule, and they're just now having their first real game. And even with A&M, they have a new coach. They have a new regime.
Yep.
And they lost and also as well gained. I want to be fair. They've also gained talent in the portal too. I personally would count this as a win for Missouri, in my opinion.
College Station is tough. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, A&M is such a hit or miss team. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Mike Elko.
Yeah.
At A&M, I think he's a good coach, but you don't know what you're gonna get out of him in College Station yet. So yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, Missouri they probably going into the season the top 12 team in the country. So yeah,
I agree. They should. October 12th, so the week later they play at UMass. Should be an easy dub.
Oh my god!
Then
that's
they
6
play
games right there.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. This now the back end of their schedule does get kind of hard. There's 2 games. Well, yeah, 2 games. So they play UMass. So they really should be going into the Auburn game on October 19th, in my opinion. 5-1 at worst, but really 6-0.
6-0. Yeah,
they should be going into that game 6-0 at home. So they got Auburn at the crib. I'm not gonna lie, I do like what Hugh Freeze is doing, but I don't think they're quite ready to beat Missouri yet because I don't believe in Peyton Thorne. So I'm gonna go ahead and say they're beating Auburn as well. Going into Alabama the following week at Alabama, though, 7-0. Now, I think when they play Alabama, that's probably an L. At Alabama, if that game was at Missouri,
I could see it. Yeah,
I could see it possibly.
But see,
Saban,
man, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna argue it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's such a you know what I'm saying, 100% like it probably was in years past. Once again, this is a new coach, a new scheme, probably, right? Like
he's recruiting well though, but yeah.
Like we know he's gonna recruit well now. You know, he was recruiting like that at like that out there at Washington. Yeah, we know if he can get talent at Washington, he definitely can get
it in Alabama for
Tuscaloosa.
Sure. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and say they lose to Alabama. They have Oklahoma the following week. Now that game is at Missouri. Again, kind of a toss-up game. That game can really go either way.
That should be a win, though. Let's be
low key.
Let's be honest. So, because the thing is, we're talking about a top 12 team. Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma's a top 12 team.
I would probably put them top 16 or so.
Yeah, I mean, at best, you know what I'm saying? Like we're what were they last year? What was their record last year? Weren't they 6-6, or am I tripping?
Last year they were.
Or was that the year before?
6-6.
It was one of them venerable years. They were 6-6.
No, that was the first year. That was the first year they were 6-6.
That was the first year. Okay.
Last year they were 9-4 last year? Let me see what they were last year. Now you got me contemplating. I don't remember what they were last year. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now.
They didn't play for the Big 12, right? It was Texas and Kansas State.
Yeah, exactly. So last year I believe Oklahoma was 9-4. I could be wrong, or like 9 and something. Let me just check real quickly. But I believe they were.
Did they lose to Kansas?
I'm about to check now. So yeah, last year they were 9-3 in the season, 10-3. So yeah.
Okay. So they did.
So no. I was wrong. Excuse me. They were 10-2 last season, and they didn't make it to the the Big 12 championship, but they lost to Arizona in the in the bowl game. So they were 10-2 last year. The first year was when they were 6-6.
6-6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was mistaken there. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
So the first year, you good. Yeah.
My bad.
So they got Oklahoma that week. Then after that, they play at South Carolina. Again, in my personal opinion, I think they win that game.
Dub, man.
Yeah, I think they win that game. Then they play Mississippi State. Mississippi State is going to be terrible this year. I don't think they're going to be any good this year. I know my boy Marlon might be listening to this. He be listening to the podcast. I don't think Mississippi State going to be that good this year, personally. And in Arkansas, another one that should be a dub. Yeah. Missouri has an opportunity to go like 11-1, bro. Like, and it would
10-2 at worst. 10-2 at worst. Because once again,
gets in the playoffs at 10-2 as well.
I mean, Missouri, again, you're coming into the season. You should be you're probably going to be a top 10 ranked team, if we being completely honest. They're probably going to be at 9 or 10, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there should be no reason why, again, the Alabama loss is acceptable because it's Alabama. We understand that. But there should be no reason why you lose to Texas A&M, even if it is in College Station. There's no reason why you can't beat Oklahoma. You should be able to beat them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless they just come out swinging, right? Mm-hmm. What's their quarterback name? Arnold, ain't it? Jackson Arnold.
Jackson Arnold, yep.
Unless he just come out swinging. And then what was the other team you said that they played that's kind of tough? You said Bama. You said Bama. Oh, yeah, Bama, Oklahoma, and A&M. That's it.
A&M, yep. Mm-hmm, that's it.
So there's no reason why they can't go 11-1. There's no reason why they don't have the ability to go 12-0. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and they're would you say they're a more experienced team than Alabama?
At this point, I would. At this time, I would.
So again, they're for a team like Missouri, they should be going. Every team should go into the season thinking 12-0, but they should actually thinking realistically. Oh, we can
do it. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. I 100% agree.
Can you do me? Go ahead. My bad. I was gonna say, can you do me a favor? And also, if I don't know what you were gonna say, but if you want to pull up Ole Miss schedule.
Yeah. I brought Ole Miss schedule real quick. Yeah. So I got Ole Miss schedule. I'm pulling it up now. So just give me just a second here, and I'm gonna have that up. Okay, so I have Ole Miss's schedule up here. So give me just a second. Okay, so I'm gonna read off Ole Miss schedule as well. Again, pretty favorable, honestly, pretty favorable. So Ole Miss has Furman in week 1, should be a dub. They play Middle Tennessee the next week, should be a dub. Then they play at Wake Forest, again, should be a dub. Then on September the 21st, they play Georgia Southern, should be a dub. Now, I will say the September the 28th game against Kentucky is kind of a risky one, but they got that game at home, so it should be a dub.
Should be a dub.
They play at South Carolina, again, should be a dub.
Should be a dub.
They play at LSU. That's probably the first real test. It's at LSU. It's probably going to end up being a night game if they're going in that game undefeated or only one loss. So I'm going to say at LSU could go either way, right?
Yeah.
Then they play Oklahoma at home. Could go either way.
Yeah.
Then they play Arkansas. At Arkansas should be a dub. Then they play Georgia. So I think that's probably an L.
Ooh.
That's probably the game is in Oxford though. So I'll give them that, but it's probably an L. Then they play
got Georgia.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good.
No, I was gonna say they got Georgia last game of the season. I didn't know you had one more.
No, they got Georgia. They got 2 more games after Georgia.
Oh wow.
They got Georgia on November the 9th on Saturday, and then they have a bye week, and then they play at Florida, which again, they should beat Florida, but Florida at the Swamp is like different. You know what I'm saying?
Tough. Yeah,
that's a tough game too as well. And then they play Mississippi State as they always do on Black Friday.
Right.
So I can see 10-2 for them as well. I think
9-3.
9-3 is definitely possible. I think LSU and Georgia. Yeah.
Oklahoma, because
Oklahoma too. Yeah.
Oklahoma's in Mississippi.
Yeah. So again, it could go either way on that one.
Yeah.
So again, Ole Miss. Again, I think they've done a really good job in the portal. They've done a really good job in recruiting and stuff like that. Mainly in the portal though. They're going to be a really good team. They're going to be good, but that little stretch of Georgia, Oklahoma, right there gets a little tough. LSU.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough little.
That can gas you. That can gas you.
Now let's end off the night talking about the new EA college football game that dropped last week. We didn't get to talk last week, but we're getting to talk about it now. Y'all know me. I've been hyping this game up for the last 7-8 months now, and it's finally came out. Cam, I wanted your opinion on it. We talked a little bit about it off camera. How are you liking the game, man? How do you feel about the EA college football game?
You see this, man? I keeps that thing on me.
Yeah.
I keeps that thing on me, bro. You feel me? I got it booted up right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? Listen, man, I've been hooked on this game. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a big deal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big deal. They had 2.2 million players in early access.
Early access, bro. Early access.
Dude.
That's insane.
Listen, people been talking about it at work.
Yeah, same at my job.
My mom, I told her about how big of a deal it is because we ain't had the game in 11 years. You know what I'm saying? I was 15, was I in high school? I was in high school.
Yep.
Freshman, sophomore, somewhere around there when the game dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro, it's a big deal. I'm enjoying the game.
Yep.
Oh, more than anything. You know me, I play games all day long.
Yep.
And for me, the biggest thing that I like to do in video games, I know this kind of sounds redundant, but I gotta have fun.
Yeah.
You feel me? I gotta have fun. Madden and 2K, they ain't fun. Madden ain't fun because the gameplay is a little mid. 2K ain't fun because it's such a grind. You feel me? EA College Football 25 is a fun game. You feel me? It is a fun game. The gameplay is explosive. Things happen that actually happen in college football.
Yeah.
Defense is almost non-existent, which is okay. That's fine because in college football, your top scoring team gonna be close to 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most teams give up almost 20 a game anyway, or more.
Yep. Or more, yeah.
You know what I mean? Recruiting and dynasty is crazy. I was never a dynasty guy. I told you, we talked about this on the pod. I was never, ever a dynasty guy. They got me hooked. I played on Sunday from 10 a.m. in the morning to 12:30 midnight. Straight.
You've been playing more than me then, low-key.
Bro, I've been on this dynasty grind. I've been playing now in my latest season. I sim most of the games, and I probably sim from a little bit from here on out until I get to a point where I just kind of want to jump back into it. But dynasty is insane. I haven't even touched Road to Glory yet. I haven't touched Road to the College Football Playoff yet. I really haven't played Play Now. And also an underrated thing that people aren't talking about that I just kind of played with all day yesterday, Team Builder.
Yeah.
I built my own team. They're in the game, and I'm probably going to do a dynasty with the team that I built.
How long did it take you to build a team?
It took me I started as soon as I got off work yesterday. So I got home I probably started about 5:00,
Mhm.
and I think I finished 8:30.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. But a lot of that is because I'm a little bit OCD, so like
Yeah.
everything got to be perfect, bro. So I was sitting there. It really took me a long time because of the logo.
Okay.
I was sitting there trying to use AI to build a logo, and I couldn't
Oh, okay.
figure out how to get AI to do exactly what I wanted to do. But eventually I got it, and once I got it, I built me a jersey, built me a team, the only thing about it is you can't build a stadium, so you got to use
Yeah.
somebody else's stadium. So I ended up using Temple Stadium, thinking that they would take away all the Temple decals and
No.
stuff, but they didn't, which is kind of whack. Hopefully they'll add generic stadiums in the future, which
Yeah.
they need to. But other than that, it took me a couple of hours to build, but I had fun building it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
Yeah.
I was, my head was hurting and stuff like that. Like I knew what I was trying to do. And so now my team is built in the game. So like all of this stuff that I'm saying, I'm really enjoying it. And it's for me, I tell everybody here now, I'm not playing on Heisman. It's not happening. I don't play games. I don't do difficulty in games that I'm just trying to have fun with. I think to the people that are complaining about how hard the game is because they're playing on Heisman, you did it to yourself. You're playing on the hardest difficulty. They do that. They make it hard for a reason because you asked for that challenge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you just want a more casual experience, play on varsity or All American.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but regardless, I'm enjoying the game, man. And I'm a big gamer dude. So it's for me, it's hitting right. And then it's not really that. I don't know what you've experienced, but for me, it's not that buggy.
Yeah.
I've had a few things that I was like, okay, this is they doing too much. Mainly with the team that I built, it was buggy because I saw the Clemson Tiger on the sideline for some reason.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even playing Clemson, but that's a bug, and there's been a few menu bugs, but other than that, man, I ain't seen nothing that I'm like, man, this game, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, I'm having absolute fun with the game, man. I've been playing it. I've been putting out content like crazy.
Yes.
On YouTube. Y'all go check that out, man. I've been putting out a lot of content over there for the game, and I've been having fun, bro. Like, it's been a blast for me. Like, kind of the same thing for the people that's complaining, like, oh, it's been glitchy. I really ain't had that many glitches happen to me. I think a lot of people that's complaining about the glitching and stuff, they sim. They do mostly like super sim. Yeah. See, I don't do that. I play the game straight through. And it's been fun. I've been having a blast. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with the game. It's been fun with, like, for me at least, making the content for. I got a UCLA Dynasty going on right now. I'm loving that. It's been absolutely fun. And I got my Road to Glory guy that I've been playing with and putting on YouTube as well. That's been fun.
Shout out
so it's been
Jabari.
super. Yeah, it's been super fun. We've been streaming like almost every night. I had to take a little break this past weekend because I was streaming like 14 days straight. I ain't even know it. So yeah, took a little break from that. But yeah, bro, I've enjoyed it. Like, it's been a blast to me. Like, I really, again, is the game perfect? No game is ever gonna be perfect. It's gonna be something to work on all the time with games. It's just what it is. But can I say this is a pretty good game and very fun game? Absolutely. Like, this game is fun. It's fun. It's just free. It plays a lot better than Madden, a lot smoother than Madden. I like that. And a lot of people are complaining about the defenses. I can tell the people who don't watch college football,
exactly.
There's only like 15 good defenses in the whole country. Let's talk about it. How many good defenses are there really in college football?
Ohio State, Georgia, Iowa,
Clemson.
That's why I say, it's just so you got those four, and then there's others out there that are fine.
Okay.
Alabama's defense
is good,
yeah.
But the point is, though,
Oregon is another
college football defense is different than the NFL. These guys can't tackle. That's realistic, guys.
Right.
A lot of these corners in college football, watch a game on Sunday or watch a game on Saturday. They struggle to tackle in open field.
Yep.
It's real.
They struggle. They struggle. A lot of them struggle in the NFL, bro. And so, like, just to think about your college players, there's guys. For God's sake, most of these guys, no offense to any college player watching this, But most of these players in the game ain't making it to the NFL.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And corner is arguably one of the hardest positions to play. So that right there alone, defense, you're already at a disadvantage on defense, especially in 2024. You know what I mean? These college players, they can't keep up, man. And they shouldn't be able to keep up. College football is 100% an offensive sport. There's been, in my humble opinion, I think there's only been 1, maybe 2 years where defense actually won a championship. And that was Alabama, that year that Alabama and LSU were quite literally the only 2 good teams in the whole country. You remember that? 2011. They was the only 2 good teams in the whole country. One of the games ended 9-6.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They were literally the only 2. That was 1 year. And I would say a couple of these years in the college football playoff, there's been teams that defense was absolutely stifling. But again, people say that the best Alabama defense got flued out by Clemson.
Yep.
The best Clemson defense got flued and blued by LSU.
Yep.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So come on, man. College football is not for defense. People complaining about defense or saying that it's too hard to play. I promise you ain't watched the college football game.
You ain't watched yeah, that's how I feel, bro. Like if you complain about the defense, that just tells me everything I need to know, that you ain't watching no games on Saturday, bro.
At
all. You think this supposed to be a Madden reskin, and it ain't.
And it ain't. So, and the same ones that was complaining, being scared that it was going to be a Madden reskin is the one.
Yeah, anybody that's saying it's a Madden reskin at this point, you trying to be different, bro.
Yeah,
it's definitely not that. Like, it's definitely not. But man, I've enjoyed it, bro. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing it. Honestly, when we get off here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna play a little bit before I lay it down for the night. You know, it's been a blast. I've really enjoyed it. I think they downloaded a patch today, allegedly. So I'm gonna kind of get a run on Dynasty a little bit and see if some of the bugs have been fixed. But honestly, man, it's fun, bro. Like I've really enjoyed this game. And I'm gonna continue playing it. Not gonna lie,
Yep.
like I'm gonna continue playing it, continue making content for it. And honestly, bro, it's been a blast for me. I can't speak for nobody else, but I've been having fun playing the game.
Me too. Like I said, and you know me. I'm not really. I haven't been a sports game guy since like since the last EA college football game. To be completely frank with you, but this was pretty fun, man. I can see myself playing this for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's actually. I'm enjoying it. I want to do all the archetypes and Road to Glory, and I want to do dynasties with multiple teams. I want to do a dynasty. I mean, my dad's got the game now. Me and him playing on doing the dynasty together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there to me. Once again, I'm not one of those people who looks for things that are wrong with the game. To me, I'm one of those players where. Like me and you talk, we play GTA Online a lot, right? And we've talked about, we're like, man, GTA would be so. I mean, it's already great, but we'd be like, man, it'd be better if they had this, or man, I can't believe that they took this away from us, or I can't believe they made that so expensive that now we got to grind it. This game right here, bro, I ain't had no issue where I was like, man, I can't believe that this is like that, or I can't believe that this isn't in the game, other than the stadiums and team builder. That's really the only thing I feel like it's missing. And one thing about this game and every game that I hope people can understand, it can be patched in. And it will most likely, if it's something really bad, if it's a bug, which again, there aren't any game-breaking bugs in this game that have been reported. The only thing is there's been a few crashes, but that happens with quite literally every game, every now and then. So yes, there have been a few crashes that will be fixed and patched, and they can add other things to the game. They can add more content, and if they don't add it in this year, guess what?
It'll be in there next year.
It'll be in there next year. So come on, y'all.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it too, man. I just, at the end of the day, man, I just don't. I'm kind of with you. I'm not looking for problems either.
Right.
Like there's some things I'm like, okay, yeah, they need to fix that, but. This game has been pretty fun, man. I really can't honestly complain that much. Again, no game is perfect, but I've enjoyed playing this game, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I've had a blast playing this game so far. So I'm excited to see what they do going forward. I think they've said they've already reached out to people about like recording for next year. So it definitely seems like it's going to be a yearly upload thing. So I'm excited about that. But again, bro, I'm with you, man. I've been having fun. I really ain't, I've been enjoying playing the game, bro. So that's really what I've been at, man. And yeah.
Can you even think about just like give me a bug or something that you've been like, man, this is tough. Is there any
So I had one bug where I tried to sim like a possession and my thing got stuck. The screen got literally stuck on the sim.
Okay.
So that was a bug. But again, I feel like if you don't sim, that's really like the only bug I've faced. Like some people was talking about like there's a visitor bug, like when you're recruiting. I ain't had that problem.
I've had that one. I forgot about that one. I have had that one.
I haven't had that issue. So
that bug. So basically what that is, so you know how some recruits can come available for a visit, they're ready for a visit.
Mm-hmm.
The game will tell you that they're ready, but it'll still be locked, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought had that problem.
Yeah, I thought that was an actual feature. Like I thought maybe they would just already had another visit, which is what I assumed. But apparently that's an actual bug that you gotta.
Good to know, because like I said, I haven't had that bug.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I might have actually did have that bug, but I might have thought that he was just booked for another visit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So and maybe I did have that bug actually.
Yeah.
And
it might not have, and the thing about it is it really might not have even been a bug. It might just be something that people were talking about, but they might have done it intentionally. We don't
right.
Yeah. Because I thought I thought it was intentional. I was like, oh shoot, I can't
Yeah, I thought it was because they, were booked for another school that week or something. Right. So that might be something that people's complaining about too, that might be a part of the game. So who knows? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I did want to bring up one thing before we log off real quick. Malik asked about it. Did y'all watch the men's USA basketball games? I did when they played South Sudan. What was that, Sunday? I watched a little bit of that when I got back. LeBron's still a top 5 player in this league. That's all I want to say. LeBron is still really good, bro. LeBron is still really good, bro, at this age. As crazy as it sounds, LeBron at 39 is still playing like 30-year-old LeBron.
You can really make the argument. I'm just going out there and say it. You can really, really, really make the argument. LeBron James still the best player on the planet, bro. Because the way
it's not crazy, bro.
It really at 39 years old, bro. The way he's been playing in these little tune-up games, and I mean even in the NBA season, he's still great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm almost getting to the point again where I'm almost ready to put him back in the best player in the world conversation, man. I'm
telling you, man, he looked really, really good. So I did want to bring that up real quickly while we were talking about it. Okay. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight, you guys. Appreciate y'all's love and support. Cam, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Nah, not really, man. Once again, thank y'all for watching. I know a lot of y'all have been watching my streams too. I haven't streamed in since last Sunday, but I will get back to it eventually.
Yeah, y'all go check out Cam's stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and also check out my boy T. I've been watching I've been watching both your Dynasty videos and your Road to Glory, man. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, you got me invested in that in that Road to Glory, my boy.
Yeah, man, everybody is saying they like the Road to Glory series. I'm like, man,
you got me invested in that video. Yeah, that one is good for sure. And your Dynasty is good too, of course, with UCLA.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, y'all definitely go check out my boy. And like I said, I'll probably T, if you're not streaming after this, I might
you got it, bro. Y'all go follow Cam. I'm chilling tonight.
Yeah.
Y'all go follow Cam.
I'll probably boot up myself for a little bit and run through some Dynasty or something. Or Road to Glory. I'll probably start Road to Glory tonight.
Yeah. Well, again, man, thank y'all for coming out. We'll be back next week. Appreciate y'all's love and support. Again, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitch, also as well as Twitter as well. All of that is in the bio, man. Again, another great show. Y'all, football is almost here. I think next week, every team in the NFL will be in camp at that point by next week this time. And then even I think most college football teams will be starting camp next week. So we are close to getting full on just football content, and I'm excited. So again, we thank y'all for the love and support. We appreciate y'all, and we're gonna holler at y'all next week, man. Y'all take it easy. Have a good week.